This isn't a video about some six-pack shortcut tutorial. This is a video about a realization that I had. If you are serious about building a business, building your dream life, having the relationship, living the lifestyle, the freedom, you need to understand that the key to all of that is getting in shape and staying in shape year round. And if you do want to take control of all areas of your life and you do want to dominate, you need to realize that you're not there yet because you're not predictable. Some weeks you're mentally sharp. Some weeks you've so much brain fog you can't even decide what to eat for dinner. Some weeks you're all in. Other weeks you're just about scraping by. Some weeks you think you're the man. You believe in yourself. You're going to have it all. And then other weeks you hate yourself. You don't even want to get up out of bed. And that is down to the inputs and you as an individual and your body. And the reason I know this is because I lived that exact reality. I built my business to a pretty decent position, which most people would be happy for. But guys, when you're like us, we've growth mindset, we're continuously striding for more. And I hit a bit of a plateau and I was like stuck and I just wasn't moving forward at the rate that I wanted to be moving forward. I was stagnant at the end of the day. And I had this realization, and I actually heard a quote which completely changed the game for me. It was like, you don't have a business problem, you have a personal problem. And when I sat with that and I really digested it, what did that mean? Okay, well, when I looked around, my environment was actually pretty shit in the current situation. My body was definitely nowhere near where it used to be. My diet, my sleep, my recovery, my daily habits, my morning alignment routine, it had all slipped down to a position where I wasn't showing up for myself each and every day. I was putting all my effort into my business, but I was putting the effort in from a broken machine, a machine that wasn't operating at a high level. And once I realized that, I had to think back, okay, when was the time I was most on it? When was I most productive? When was I actually moving the needle forward in my business and in my life, in all areas? It was when I was lean. It was when I was in shape. It was when my daily operating standards were on fucking point. My training, my nutrition, my recovery, my mindset work. They were all dialed in and I was flying forward. Like the momentum you have when you're in shape, when your daily habits and your daily operating system is all in one direction, you become an absolute savage. Okay, so I really realized that. And I'd been in that position where I had been operating at a fucking high level before, but I'd just fallen off a little bit. And I think a lot of us can kind of stand for that. Okay, it happens to all of us. We've been in these moments where we're on it, but we might dip. But what we need to do is we need to get on it and we need to stay fucking on it, because that is how you truly scale. And it's like there's a specific process and a 4-step process that I followed to get me to this position where I now just operate. My business is built in a way that I love. My life, my day-to-day is literally my dream life. I've built it that way, but that comes down to me as an individual. So you need to realize, if you're serious about getting to that next level in your life, it comes down to you, the way you think, the way you operate, the way you move on your day-to-day. Okay, so what we need to do, and what I'm going to talk you through, is a 4-step phases that I followed. It took me over a decade to really just concise this down. This is what I do. I'm out the other end. Once you go through the 4 stages, you're out the other end, and then you can just operate at that high level consistently without peaks and troughs. And this is exactly what I do for all the guys that come into the Controlled Growth. Okay, so there's 4 stages. Step 1 is the priming phase, and this is where we need to set that baseline. We need to get you to a position where no matter what happens in life, you still have that baseline. Okay, so this is getting your hormones into a good position. That's getting your energy into a good position, your routine, your training, your diet. All of these need to be laid. And the way I say it is, you need to lay the foundation before you can build a house. If you're trying to build a house on a cracked foundation or on sand, you might get some way up, but that house is going to fall. So laying the foundations in the peak phase is absolutely key. Setting up your macros, your training, your nutrition, your routine, and installing the correct systems. Okay, that's the absolute key, the priming phase. Second, we go into the peak phase. This is where we get your physique to a position you've probably never been to before, where you actually say, okay, I'm going to commit to my physique development now, and you get your physique to a position where you're lean, you're shredded, your abs, you're vascular, and you push yourself and you get yourself to that position. And what that does is you prove to yourself, okay, I can go all in on myself. I can go all in on my mindset, my training, my nutrition, my recovery, going all in on myself. Why? Because if we can't go all in on ourselves, how can we go all in on our life? How can we go all in on our business? Okay, so that's second phase, peak. You become physically and mentally unrecognizable. Then this is the key, the reverse phase, number 3. Okay, and this is where most people fuck up, and this is where I have fucked up myself in the past a lot of the time as well. You can get to a position, you feel like the man, you're shredded, you're looking good, but very, very quickly, everything can fall if you don't manage that correctly. So essentially what we do, once you diet down, you strip off a lot of body fat, but you also get a little bit flat, you get a little bit depleted. And then from that phase, what we want to do is we want to slowly build you back up, okay? So you're consuming a lot more food, you're filling out your physique, and you can actually maintain your physique long term. Because if you go into a dieting phase and you don't correctly manage that, you can just rebound very, very quickly and you're back to square one. And I've done it before, and it's literally the worst thing ever. It's mentally draining. And it fucks you up. Okay, so that's why the reverse is so important. So essentially, prime you, peak you, reverse you. So we then install the systems that you can actually maintain a fucking sick physique year round, not just for 10, 8, 12 weeks, year fucking round. We install the systems, we reverse you back up correctly. And then we enter that final stage, the total control stage. This is where your mind, your body, your habits, your life, your business are all aligned on one daily operating system. Everything is moving forward. You're just consistently compounding growth in terms of your physique, in terms of your habits, in terms of your business, in terms of your personal growth. We align all areas to one specific operating system, and you just turn into a savage. This is truly how you become a high operator. As I said, this took me fucking years, but I want to show you something. Where's my phone? Let me grab my phone. I want to show you something. Okay, so one of my guys sent me this message. Basically, just we were having a conversation. He goes, work commitments, but had to fire a member of staff. This is something I would normally try to let another director of the company do, but I did it myself, no stress, no worry. I feel like my morning alignment, my training, my nutrition is definitely paying off in all these little things. I'm way more relaxed in situations, whereas normally I would feel anxious. So that's just a message. That was a message that came through from one of the guys who's been in the coaching program. He's not even in the total control phase as of yet. He's still in the early stages. But taking control of yourself and your daily habits, your daily routines, your body, your training, it turns you into a different fucking savage. You don't bitch out in situations where, you have responsibility. You don't bitch out in those situations because you back yourself. You fucking feel like an absolute winner. That's exactly what's happening here. I want to show you some visuals to go along with the kind of, person you become. You once you put yourself through these 4 stages, you literally become a leader. You have a calmness about you. You don't have anxiety over little decisions that you need to make, because we all need to make decisions on a daily basis. We're business owners. So of course, there's going to be some tough decisions. There's going to be some stressful periods, but you need to become the guy who can operate through that with composure, with clarity, and not just fucking crumble under the pressure and chase these dopamine hits. Okay, we don't want to be that guy. I've done it in the past myself, so I know you chase the dopamine hits. You want to go eat some food because you've had a stressful day, whatever it might be, and then it's just, I'm telling you, it's not the way. I promise you. If you want to become a fucking operator, high performer, and just be smashing it in all areas of your life, you need to go through these 4 stages. And I promise you, once you go through those 4 stages, that's you. You can maintain that then. Once you get to the final stage, you can literally maintain that, and that becomes who you are, becomes your identity, it becomes your standards, and you just fucking, you just go levels in all areas.